What's up guys, welcome back to another video. If you do Facebook ads and you're having trouble making money or you're having trouble getting sales on particular days, stop what you're doing right now and watch this video. So yesterday guys, I went into my Facebook group, which is completely free to join. There is a link below and we have 30,000 members in there right now. And I asked, how many people know this exists? Interesting to know. It's my most important metric after running ads for a while. Called the first time, well, it's a bit crazy, called the first time impressions ratio. Okay, and to my surprise, a lot of people didn't know what this is. And this is actually my main metric that I read out of everything. It basically blows click-through rates away for me. Anything else, clicks, anything like that. When I have problems with my ads, I go to first time impressions and what we call a cumulative reach. Okay, now this is very important metrics, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. So if you don't know what these are, you're going to want to watch this video. Now, a lot of problems people have with Facebook ads is they'll have a day where they might get 4 or 5 sales, and they'll have a day where they get nothing. And then the next day they might get a couple of sales, and the next day after that they might get nothing. This is very common amongst Facebook advertisers, and it's usually, most of the time, nearly 100% of the time, to do with the first time impressions ratio. And this is what I mean, guys. So what I'm going to do is jump into a retargeting campaign that I have running. And the reason I'm doing the retargeting campaign is because the first time impressions ratio goes down really quickly. So I can show you a really good example of how this works, okay? So to view the first time impressions ratio, you have to wait 7 days. After 7 days, guys, you click on here in your ad set, you click on the delivery. Oh, that one's not 7 days old. Sorry, you just hover over active, okay? And then you go down to see delivery insights. Most people don't even know where this is or that this even exists. It's such a crazy metric that will solve a lot of problems for you guys. So delivery insights becomes available when an ad set has at least 500 impressions in the last 7 days, not including today. So I'm going to go see delivery insights. And this is a retargeting campaign, okay? When you're doing a campaign with a bigger audience, you're going to have a more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more consistent number here. See, within the last 7 days, I've gone from 41% all the way down to 8%. When it's not a this is actually, let me just go the last 28 days. Might give us a better reading. Last 28 days. Okay, this one hasn't been going for very long. No, you can usually go for the last 28 days, and you'll usually start at around about 90%. So what does this mean, guys? This means the first time, so I'll just hover over this, this basically explains it perfectly. The percentage of your daily impressions that come from people seeing your ad for the first time. So what that means is that 41% on my first day had seen the ad for the first time. Well, this might be my second day or something, but I just did 28 days, but didn't show up. Now, on this day, first time impressions is at 8%. That's yesterday. That means that nearly 90% of people that day had already seen my ad before. Does that make sense? So what's happening is people saying, hey, my ad's not performing very well on this day, and they don't know how to really check things. I bet you if you went into your first impressions ratio, they would be low, which means that your ad is not getting shown to new people on that particular day. It's getting shown to the same people from the day before or over again. And of course, what does that do? It means you're probably not going to get any sales. So what you want to do, guys, if you have problems with your Facebook ads, is always first go and look at first time impression ratio if you can. On those days where you had a low first impression ratio, a low percentage, it means your ad's basically getting fatigued, or these people seeing it over and over again. So your ad performance is going to come down. That's why I've chosen a retargeting campaign to show to you. Now, if it's a bigger audience, like thousands, millions, and this is only an audience of 1,500 people, if it's ones with thousands of people, millions of people, your first time impressions ratio will be more consistent. So one day it might be 81%, one day it might be 79%, then back up to 83%, and then back down to maybe 75. It's going to be really, really consistent. But the reason I've showed you this is so you can see how dramatic this is over the last 7 days. I've gone from 41% all the way down to 16% in one day because it was a retargeting campaign. So pretty much every single person, well, 75 people had seen, because this was a very, very small audience that grew over time. Now, reach, this is the total reach of your campaign. Now, reach is different to impressions. Impressions is how much your ad is showed. If someone sees your ad and they scroll down and scroll back up, that's 2 impressions for that person at that particular time. Reach is the number of people that have seen your ad at least once in the campaign. So what that means is this goes up and up and up. So let's say you have a audience of 2,000, okay? This is like really low. Most of you will be in the millions. And my reach is at 443 total, basically total. That means that 443 people out of that 2,000 have seen my ad at least once. So that means that if I keep this going, it's going to build up and we're going to get to that 2,000 people pretty quick. And that's going to create more ad fatigue and my ads going to burn out and my first time impression ratio is still going to stay really, really low. Okay? And that's really it. However, if this was at 1 million people, for example, right? Let's say this was at 1 million and we were only at 400 reach total, I would expect the first time impressions to be really high because it's still got a lot of people to go through, a lot of people to hit. Okay, so you're not really going to be burning out that ad when you've only got a total reach of 400 people, right? If you had a total reach of 700, 800,000 people, it might be a little bit different because Facebook goes and finds pockets of people within that million that are suitable for your ad or purchases or whatever you're trying to optimize for. So guys, this is just a quick video. I did have another one planned, but I decided to put this out first because this is really, really important. If you have days where your ads are not performing how you would like them to, you're not getting add to carts, you're not getting purchases, but you were the day before, the first thing you should do, the number one thing you should always do, if you can, is check first time impressions. Number one, if they are low, it means that the people, pretty much most of the people, like out of this, we're nearly at 9% first impressions. So that means that 91% of the people that saw the ad that day have seen it before. Okay? Down here, basically half. So that means that only half have seen the ad for the first time, which is a lot better. So back to what I was saying, if it is low, it's pretty much bad. And if it stays low, it means, and this is pretty low. I mean, if you're at 20, 30%, not too bad, but it's just going to keep going down and down over time, depending on how much you're scaling and depending on how big your audience is. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have first time impression ratios low, but if it is affecting the performance of your ad, then you know that your ad is probably fatigued. People are seeing it too many times. You might want to go and change the ad creative, change the ad heading, change the ad image, change the ad video, change something about it, or go and use lookalike audiences to get more people so you can get your first time impression ratios up again on the lookalike audiences, or grow out your audience bigger as well. Okay guys, so just a quick video. I feel this is very important because most people don't even know this exists. Okay, to do this, once again, it's super, super simple. You want to go to your ad set. Okay, you need to be at the ad set level. After 7 days, hover over the active section of your ad. We'll click on it and it should come up. Yep, see delivery insights. And that's going to take you to this. And the first thing you see is first time impressions. Okay, and you can also see what we call as auction overlap. Are your ads overlapping with other ads? Sometimes that can also cause problems as well, but I'll save that video for another day. Okay guys, because it's late here and we don't need to talk about that right now. Your main thing is to click on audience saturation and first time impressions. Guys, you got to remember that you can saturate your audience. if the people see the same ad over and over again, and you're churning through these people, and you're getting low first impression ratio, they're not going to care anymore. They're just going to keep scrolling. Okay, and that's what's going to happen some days, and it might keep happening for you if you don't change things up. You know, let's say you have an audience of $1 million people, and you scale up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars a day in your budget. You're going to burn through that audience pretty quickly. So you want to look into lookalike audience and stuff. Don't just automatically assume that Facebook is shitty and it's not running your ads correctly when that's not the case. There's always a reason why the ads are not running properly, and it's usually, most of the time, first time impressions. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, join our Facebook group onlinesamurais.com, and hit me up on Instagram. We're doing some Q&As soon. I just really want to share this, guys, because it's really important, and I feel that if you're doing Facebook ads and you don't know about this, you are at a disadvantage right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video.